guys, look at my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. So I'm thinking what would be awesome to do on a Sunday. I'm thinking gnocchis, you know what I mean? Making gnocchis with sage butter. That sounds absolutely awesome to me. Doesn't that sound great? So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to make a real simple gnocchi recipe. Gnocchi is actually an Italian word, or comes from gnocchio, which actually means knot or knot in wood. So it kind of looks like a knot, kind of cool. And I'm going to go over a recipe with you today that it's real simple, and I'll tell you, it is awesome, absolutely delicious. All right, so let's go over ingredients. Today we're going to use potatoes. So traditionally it's potato like a dumpling. So we're going to start with about a little over a pound of potatoes. So it's about 3 decent size potatoes. Really any potato is going to work. You want a nice starch content. These are an Idaho potato, so obviously I'm not in Italy right now, so we're going to head to Idaho for potatoes today. Next, we're going to use flour. Now, I always like a pastry flour. I like unenriched and non-bleached. So I like the rawness of the true flavor of that wheat, of the flour. It's always going to give you a better flavor. So we're going to use about a half of a cup of flour. I have the rest of this, I got 1 3/4 cup, because we're going to use some of that as we roll it out. The challenge you're going to have with this is you got a lot of variables. So we're going to try to look for a consistency, and I'll show you what that looks like. But really, depending on the egg size and the potato and the moisture content of everything, it's definitely going to throw off the amount of flour that you're going to want to use. So unlike baking, there's a little bit of an art to this. So you're trying to find that magical amount. We've got 2 eggs. Again, I always try to go with free range eggs. Now we're going to use 1 whole egg in the yolk of another egg. Ideally, if you can, you'd like to get a ricer. So this is a really good commercial grade ricer. Last but not least, a secret little ingredient for gnocchis is a pinch of nutmeg. So nutmeg is so, it's earthy, and it's really great with savory, and it's great with sweet, dolce. Now we got to create the sauce for this recipe, so we're going to go with sage butter. So first ingredient in sage butter, I know this is going to shock you, is going to be butter, okay? So I've got 3 tablespoons. I always like to go with a high quality butter. It's got a higher content of butter fat, and obviously the fat is where your flavor is. Next, we're going to need some sage. There's a shocker, right? Oh, it's so delicious. It's really grassy. It's very earthy, and sage is what I'm going to call an elegant herb. It's rich and soft, and it's got like that delicate flavor that it's going to add to your butter. We're certainly going to need to add some salt and pepper. As you guys know that watch our show, we're going to use pink Himalayan because it's sexy. Fresh ground pepper, when possible, always try to use fresh ground. Why? Because once you grind it, it'll dry out the oils, and it doesn't taste as good. Last but not least, for the sage butter, we're going to need some olive oil. So in olive oil, it's an Italian dish. So we're going to want Italian olive oil, extra virgin ideally, because you want to really bring in that robust flavor of the olive. We want some earthy, grassy, peppery, authentic extra virgin. I don't know where I'd go with that. Let me think. Oh, I know. Hey, Vito and Joe's. That's my segue to my plug. For anybody new to our channel, we have a farm in Italy that we own, and it's in Puglia, Italy, just above the heel. We make our own olive oil. I have 2 boys that I'm very proud of, Joey and Vito. So we named the olive oil after my 2 boys, Vito and Joe's olive oil. And if you go to the link in the description above or below, you can click that link, and it'll take you right to either the Cooking Italian with Joe website, or you can go to our Facebook page or Vito and Joe's and just click buy it now. We'll actually drop ship you a bottle right to your front doorstep, so just with the push of a thumb. And I like to call it a trip to Italy right in a bottle. So in this recipe, we're going to need about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. All right, so let's get going. First and foremost, we got to cook those potatoes. Guys, I'm prepping the potatoes for my gnocchi recipe. I like to bake them, and I'll tell you why. I don't want to add any moisture that's unnecessary to the potato. I find that if I chop them and boil them, it just adds too much water in my opinion. So what I like to do is bake the potato. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper towel, and then I want to prep the potatoes for the oven. I'm going to put the oven at about 350, 375 degrees, and you're looking at approximately about an hour to bake the potatoes. First, I'm just going to put about 6 pops in the potato with a fork, and what you're trying to do there is you're trying to let steam escape. There's a lot of moisture in a potato. Next, I'm gonna take some Vito and Joe's, obviously, olive oil, and I'm gonna use just a little sprinkle over the top of the potato. And that's why I got that paper towel, so we're not making a mess. So you're probably asking why you're doing that. Because if I wipe them in olive oil, what it does is it crisps up the skin a little bit, because we have to peel the potatoes, and it'll make it a lot easier to peel the potato. If the outside skin is crispy, it'll peel off a little easier. Guys, potatoes are done. I'm gonna put them on the middle rack in the oven. Guys, it's been an hour, potatoes are done. Whew, hot potato, hot potato. So you're gonna take a knife, you're gonna take the potato, and then just find a spot. You'll find a spot like right here. See how the skin is getting loose right there? And just take that knife, come up underneath, and that'll be your kind of open spot. And the rest of this will actually peel off real easy. Guys, our potatoes are done. So first thing I want to do is just cut these up maybe in 4s so they fit my ricer. Then I'm going to take my ricer, I'm going to go ahead and put a pile right here for my gnocchi. So I like to put 1, maybe 2 small pieces. Don't overload your ricer, and then just give it a nice slow squeeze. And you're going to see how nice and light and airy that is? That's exactly what you want. All right, now we've got our potatoes rice. See how nice and light and beautiful that is? So again, the trick here is not to overwork it, because it'll create too much gum here. So I'm going to make a well here. So we're going to use 1 whole egg in the yolk of another egg. Just the yolk. We're going to use some pink Himalayan. So I'm going to use a heavy pinch of pink Himalayan. You know, because it's sexy, right? I'm going to take some fresh ground pepper. Just a crank or 2. Anybody that's a fan of our show, you know nutmeg is one of my favorite little secret ingredients. So again, just use a little bit of a breath. So a 1/16 of a teaspoon, maybe an 1/8 of a teaspoon. I need to add a splash of the world's greatest olive oil. So just a little teaspoon maybe. And before I add my flour, I want to get all those ingredients mixed up really well right inside there. And then what I want to do is just incorporate a little bit of the potato. So I don't want to push down on the fork. I want to keep everything nice and light, or you're defeating the whole purpose of using your ricer. And do this for a minute until you get everything covered with that egg mixture. I'm going to go ahead and just create another well again. And now I'm going to bring my flour. Now, we're not going to use more than a 1/2 cup of flour here, so I'm just going to fork in a little bit of the flour. And then what I do here is I bring it in with the fork. And what you're trying to do is create a dough that's binding and a little bit on the sticky side. That's about it. And what I like to do with the fork here is get everything in there, just like I did with the egg mixture. Get everything so you know it's dusted with a little bit of flour. I'm going to take my baker scraper here. And now I'm going to use my hands here. And again, I don't want to use my hands very long. And I want to make sure it's going to bind. See how perfect that is? That's going to bind in. So I don't want to do a lot of kneading here, because I want it to stay really light. Okay, guys, we're basically done. And now we got to start having some fun. We're going to start making some gnocchi. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this right in half. And then I'm going to cut this in half. And then I'm going to cut this last one in half. And then what I'm going to do is roll this out, just a touch of flour, so nothing gets too sticky here. Okay, guys, now we're about a 1/2 inch. That's exactly what I want. Perfect diameter. And next what we're going to do is we're going to want to cut these up into pieces, right? So I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch. You can use the baker's scraper, you can use a knife, whatever you want to use. Perfect. Now, guys, it's time to put that traditional groove in there, right? So remember, we talked about either a gnocchi board or you're going to use the fork. So in this case, I'll start one with the gnocchi board. I'll just show you how to do it. So I hold the gnocchi board in my left hand, and then I'm going to put a thumb, and I go about 1/3 of the way to 1/2 of the way up on the board, and I'm going to push down on the gnocchi, and it's going to roll across the board, and then it'll just fall off. And in that case, what you're doing, you're going to see a folding on the backside of the gnocchi, right? And then you got those beautiful grooves. Another way to do it, again, when Grandma didn't have enough gnocchi boards for the grandkids, so now I'm going to take the gnocchi, the same thing, and I like to use the fork. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to use my thumb and roll it across the fork. And here you're going to see it's got a different set of grooves. Guys, I got a lot of gnocchis to make, so I'm going to go ahead and start pounding these out. I got a nice little drying rack. That's always nice. You can leave them right on the table. You can put them on a plate if you want to use a piece of parchment so they don't stick. Okay, I got a few minutes of work to do. Talk to you guys in a minute. Okay, welcome back. It's been 16 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, how you doing, huh? Doesn't that look beautiful, right? How much fun is that? One of the things I love about making gnocchis is it's so Italiano, you know, because you want to use your hands in order to make something. And anytime you make a gnocchi by yourself, like it always tastes better. So anytime you make something with your own hands, with your own love, it's always going to taste better. So I've got 2 racks going here of gnocchis. I've got my water boiling or almost ready to boil and salted, right? I've got a bowl off to the side. I'm going to need some type of like a straining spoon to pull them out. I want to get my garlic ready for my sage butter sauce. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I got 1 small clove of garlic. Guys, I'm going to give it a little hit. Just open her up. Some people don't like garlic. You know my attitude, if you don't like garlic, get out of my house. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I trust people that don't like garlic. Oh, that is good. It just smells so good. So now I'm going to use a garlic press when I'm ready to put this because I want to infuse the flavor of the garlic in the oil with the sage. And it's going to be so delicate and delicious. Guys, I've got my boiling water going. Now I'm going to take a nice saucepan about that size. I've got my oil, my butter, my sage, my garlic press ready to go. A couple other things really important, a couple other tips to make this come out delicious. Number 1, when you subscribe to the channel, so there's a red button right there, you got to click that. Hey, anytime I've got any recipes coming out, any trips to Italy, anything with my blog, Blogging with Boreal, it'll come right to your notification box. And I'll tell you, it means a lot to me when you subscribe to the channel and hey, makes you part of the family. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, olive oil. It's right there. You probably already hit the link. I don't even need to talk about it. All right, let's get going on our sage butter sauce. First thing I want to do is I want to put the heat very low, just above a simmer. Now I'm going to take my olive oil, obviously Vito and Joe's. Pop that right in there. About 4 tablespoons if you remember. Next I'm going to go ahead and take my butter. Next guys, I'm going to go ahead and take that garlic press. And one of the other reasons you got to keep your heat low is because when you press garlic and you have that small little emulsification in there, it'll burn really easily. And now you can feel that pan getting a little warm and you hear just a little bit of a bubble. Last guys, I'm going to use just a smidgen of salt, just a pinch. And what I want to do is go about 2 to 3 minutes just for that garlic. And I want the garlic to infuse, the oils of the garlic, the flavor of the garlic to infuse in the oil butter. I also want that garlic to cook because I don't want that bright flavor of the garlic. I want more of a rustic, almost like a roasted flavor. It gets kind of buttery and nutty when garlic cooks down. Now I'm going to take about 6 to 8 of my sage leaves. I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm just going to pull those leaves off and pull them right off at the base of the stem. And you're going to keep a couple just to finish the dish off as well. And again, just like we did with the garlic, we're infusing the oils and we're not trying to fry these. So that's why we want the heat off. We're going to go about 15 minutes here as we're cooking the gnocchis. So you can just give it a gentle move of the pan just to move the oils of the sage. Guys, this couldn't be easier. Your gnocchis are done once they float to the top, which is like minutes. And then what I want to do is I want to put just a light splash of olive oil in here, Vito and Joe's obviously, so nothing sticks when I pop it in that dish. How easy is that, guys? So look, see how they're already done? Isn't that beautiful? Perfect. And you could tell that. If you overcook them, they'll start to fall apart. So right there is what you want. You give it a nice strain, and then you're going to put it in our dish with oil. So a little tip here, a little trick, is I want to brown the gnocchi. I want to saute them just a touch before I add that sage butter. I'm going to take just a splash of olive oil, Vito and Joe's, and I'm going to use 1 to 2 tablespoons of our sage oil in there as well. And now I want the heat in this, not real high, but certainly a medium. And then once I got it in there, remember, I've got some olive oil in the gnocchis already. I'm going to slide these right in there. Oh, that's what I want to hear. Remember, be very gentle. We don't want to break them up. But what we're looking for, ideally, is just a slight browning on each of the gnocchis. Guys, this is browned up perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the browned, my saute browned up. See how beautiful? You got that nice brown little crisp on them. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my sage butter sauce along with some sage leaves right on top. And now to top this off, to make this just to the next level, we're going to take some Parmesan Reggiano and we're going to give it just a little bit of a sprinkle across the top. That's just going to get it tasting delicious, adds that beautiful flavor. And now guys, to just top this off, add a little bit of an aroma, perfume as they say, just to add a beautiful look and contrast to the green. I'm going to take about 4 or 5 of those small little leaves of sage and finish off the top. Guys, always my favorite part of the video, that's taste time. This is what I love about this recipe. You see how each gnocchi's got a little brown to it, a little crisp to it right there? Oh, that's just perfect. So that's going to give it that texture, almost like a caramelization. And you're going to see it's got a little bit of a resistance, a little bit of a pushback, but breaks apart just perfect. So I'm going to grab myself a little bit of everything in there. Oh, that's good right there. That is good. Boy, I'll tell you, I wish I had smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision. I wish I could push that right through the screen for you guys. The aroma of that is delicious. I'll tell you, first thing I hit you is the garlic, the sage, but the aroma is really delicate. The butter, you can just get just a hint of the cheese. Immediately, garlic, sage, butter, the cheese, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. The texture of the potato, the gnocchi is absolutely perfect. It's just to the bite, you know, just got a perfect texture to it. Falls apart in your mouth. And like I said, that sage is so delicate, it's so elegant. It's truly a dish for, you know, for kings. Guys, what a fun, simple, easy recipe. Certainly a fun one to do with a family, no doubt about it. Guys, remember, hit that subscribe button, make you part of the family. Check the description above or below, click the link, or go right to my website, Cooking Italian with Joe. Grab yourself a bottle of Vito and Joe's olive oil, right from Italy, extra virgin. I'll drop ship it right to your front doorstep. Truly a trip to Italy right in a bottle. And guys, my most important tip always at the end of our videos, you know, especially times like this, you know, shut off the TV, the computer, the cell phone, get around the table, make a mess, hang out with your family. And I always say to you guys, you know, celebrate your heritage and set some traditions. Guys, are gonna last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, buon appetito.